Welcome to That Adds Up, where every story matters, every life has meaning, and every conversation brings us one step closer to understanding, translating chaos into clarity, one moment, one story at a time.
Welcome back to That Adds Up. My name's Kristina Richie, and today I have my friend LJ, and he is a tattoo artist. He's actually responsible for some of my ink and my sister's ink. We got some matching tattoos by you.
Yes, you did.
So, LJ, I've never actually heard your story before. I know certain things about you. We've had some conversation about your kids, and we're from the same state, I do believe, the great state of California.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So tell me, where did you grow up? What was family life like?
Well, I refused to grow up, so I haven't done that yet. I was raised in Fresno, the Central Valley.
Is that the 559?
559. Beginning of my life, it was 209.
Oh, okay.
And then about when I was about 13 or 14, they changed it to 559, which was really funny to watch the gangsters trip out.
Yeah?
Yeah, because everybody, they had their area code, their zip code on them. So I was born in French Camp, California, and lived in Stockton. Lived in a little neighborhood called Eastside Okieville. We moved around a lot, like even within that neighborhood. Like at one point, I lived with my grandparents in one house. Then my stepdad and my mom got a house. I didn't meet my real dad until I was 20.
Wow.
Yeah, so we bounced around. Like at one point, we lived in a RV in the driveway at his dad's, at his parents' house, my stepdad. And then at one point, we moved across town to the north side of town, and we lived in a house that his sister owned for like my 5th and 6th grade year. I was always bounced, like I was kind of a bad kid.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I say I was a bad kid. I was just an asshole.
Oh.
Well, I was just always acting up. But I mean, I went through a lot of shit. I had a rough childhood, man. When I was young, I was sexually abused. Went through that. That made me act out.
Of course.
So. And then I would act out. My mom would be like, "You're going to your grandpa," and she'd send me off to grandpa's house, and he'd have me for a minute, and he'd go, "Ain't nothing wrong with that kid," and send me back. And then it was just, just the same bullshit. And living in a rough part of town, in the little neighborhood that we lived in, it was cool, but we're poor. Living in the RV for a couple of years, we did that. And then in the house, they were hoarders, so that was crazy.
Like your mom or your grandparents?
My step-grandparents, I guess.
So this was your stepdad's parents?
Yeah.
Okay, and they were hoarders. And you were living in their front yard in an RV with your stepdad and your mom?
Yeah.
And your sister? Is she older or younger than you?
Younger, 2 years younger.
2 years younger. Do you have any other siblings?
I have half brothers. My youngest daughter is 19, and my oldest brother is younger than my youngest daughter.
Oh, is this your dad's biological children, or is this your dad's?
Yeah.
Okay, so he got remarried and had kids or whatever.
My mom and dad were never married.
Okay.
So I was made in Alabama.
Oh, we need to get you a t-shirt.
Right. Yeah. They weren't cousins, but when my mom was 6 months pregnant with me, my grandmother sent her to my grandpa in California. He was a truck driver.
Okay. So when you're telling me that you were an asshole or you were a bad kid, what were you doing?
Just acting out. All kinds of, I was fighting. I remember in the 2nd grade, I got pissed off at somebody in the class. I jumped up on the table, cussed the teacher out.
Oh.
I've always had kind of a problem with authority, I guess.
Okay. So how was your relationship with your stepdad?
It was all right until I turned 12. Like, he's a weirdo. He molested my sister and shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, at 12, and then he beat my mom.
Did you watch that?
Until I was 12, and then I snatched him up.
Good for you.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh. Now, how about your grandfather? How was your relationship, I guess, with the step-grandfather?
He was cool.
He was a nice guy?
Yeah, he was a good guy. He was a mechanic. Just the stepdad was a weirdo.
Weird. And then the biological grandfather and the grandmother, Is that Grandpa Mima? Is that who you refer to? Is
Yeah,
that
my papa and me.
Papa Mima? Okay. And how was that?
Oh, they were great. My papa raised me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and mom. Yeah, they were awesome.
Did you act better for your grandpa than you did for your mom?
Of course.
Why?
He had Dr. Black.
Is that a belt?
Yes.
And he used it.
No,
He didn't have to.
he didn't have to.
Why do you think that was?
Oh, just respect.
Yeah?
He treated me better. Like, I don't know. I was the first one. I was the first grandson, so first grandchild. So he pulled the shit out of me.
Really?
He'd make the threats to everybody else. He'd really do shit to me. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were pretty close with him then?
Oh yeah, we were real close.
Wow.
He'd pull me up on his lap and give me some of his beer.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that takes you through early childhood, second grade. We're cussing out teachers.
Yep.
Where'd you learn to talk like that, sir?
Well, my mom and stepdad, they ran around with kind of a wild crowd, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of rednecks that they sold dope at one point.
By dope, we mean meth?
No, it was crank back then.
And do you remember like seeing that?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. They would party all night. When I go to bed, they were still partying. Like every night, school nights. Yeah, it didn't matter. We'd go stay the night at their friend's house. They'd be up partying. We'd go sleep in the back room or whatever and take us the next day.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Like my mind is blown. I was raised by like super square parents. So like, I can't imagine.
They were partying.
Wow.
It was wild.
So they're partying and you're a little kid.
Mhm.
And I would guess, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but did your mom like make sure that you were fed and clothed and went to school or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
We got to eat. I mean, most of the time. We ate
Most of
pretty good. There was this, at one point my mom was real bad into alcohol and pills. So she'd be out of it. So that's actually how I learned how to cook.
Really?
I had to feed me and my sister, yeah. So at one point I had to ride in the back of a ambulance with my mom. She OD'd.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was crazy. I've been hearing my mom's gonna die since the first time I heard she was gonna die. I was 10 years old. 6 months to live is the first time I heard that. I was 10.
What did you say? What were you thinking when this doctor tells you this about your mother?
What am I gonna do? Like, there's nothing I could say. Just enjoy her while she was here. She's still here.
Wow.
She ain't gone.
That doctor was not on par with his statement.
I have trust issues with doctors now.
Well, gee, I wonder why.
Well, because they're just taking guesses most of the time.
So your mom ODs at 10, and then what happens to you when your mom's like going through all that?
That was just like another day. It wasn't.
CPS like didn't come in and take you guys? Really?
Yeah.
Grandparents? Why weren't you with grandparents at this time, or were you?
Well, we were in the house with my step grandparents.
Wow, she OD'd. She's staying at that house.
Yeah.
Were the step grandparents on drugs too?
No, hell no.
Hold up.
They didn't even drink. Nothing.
Whoa. Okay. So they're not doing anything, but your mom and stepdad are in their house?
My stepdad was at work.
Who called the ambulance?
I don't remember. That part I don't remember. It might have been me.
Wow. I'm sure that was probably pretty intense for a 10-year-old looking back on it. Do you think that it was intense or it was just whatever?
My whole life's been intense. So it's been a wild ride the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't slowed down.
What's the craziest thing that you remember about your childhood but in that time?
In that time?
Yeah. Say before the age of 10. What's the craziest memory you have before the age of 10?
Well, that would probably be it.
Your mom ODing?
Yeah. I used to do all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Like I used to go with my uncles and my stepdad. They go steal vegetables or whatever. I remember, here you go. One time we were in the farmer's field and my stepdad was a pyro. Like they used to light shit on fire all the time. And they lit the field on fire. And I remember, having to run. I'd turn around and just seen fire. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was just out with them gathering vegetables.
So they're up in like the farmlands in California is what you're saying, and they're stealing
Stockton.
vegetables, and then they light the field that they just stole from on fire?
Yeah. Like right, the canal right behind us.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you didn't get like a warning or anything? You're like out there picking vegetables
Shit.
and then all of a sudden you turn around, there's fire?
Yeah.
Holy
I didn't get
crap.
no warning.
That had to be terrifying. I can't even imagine. I don't like fire.
I mean, it was just another little bit of excitement. First time I got a gun pulled on me, I was 12. And my buddy were cruising Pacific Avenue in Stockton. And we stopped off at Wilson Way and got us a 20-piece chicken McNugget. And I was sitting there throwing chicken nuggets at this hooker. And I was 12. My buddy was 19. He had the car. And we was sitting there throwing, and this fucking bitch pulled that gun on me. I thought that bitch was going to shoot me.
You really did? You really thought she was going to?
Well, yeah, I never had a gun pulled on me. It was the first time.
What were you doing as a 12-year-old hanging out with a 19-year-old? Throwing chicken
cru-
McNuggets at a hooker?
Cruising Pacific Avenue. Racing cars.
At 12?
Yeah.
Were you going to school?
Yep.
And that was just like normal. We're
Yeah.
just going to go do that. Okay. So 12 years old, we're throwing chicken McNuggets at a hooker on the side of Pacific Avenue. All right, cool. Now get a gun pulled on us. What's next?
Well, I want to say that same year, 12, 13, because when I hit ninth grade, there was gang wars going on at the school. So that was weird. The school get locked down every day. I got to see my buddy get shot in the head.
I love how you just
and then
glossed straight over that.
And then and then he was, and then his brother was stabbed, and in that same 3-day period.
And how close by were you when this happened?
I was a couple of yards away. I wasn't right next to him, but I seen it.
Oh my gosh! And how about the stabbing?
The stabbing, I was a little closer for. Yeah, it was crazy. The norteños and Fresnos were going at it. They started one side of the school, and everybody's fighting, and then went around to the other side of the school towards the back. Then they ran off to the back, and there was a little place where all the white people hung out. On Okie Corner is what they called it. They ran everybody out of there fighting. And it happened for the next 3 days like that. Everybody would lock us down. You see people getting it right outside the classrooms. It was crazy. Then my mom was kind of worried, and so she sent me to my grandpa's. And so then I went to school in Fresno.
Okay, so that was happening where? All the crazy events? That was in Stockton. Stockton to Fresno is not that crazy far away.
No, about 2 hours.
But like totally different environment, or what? What happens when you get to Fresno? Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we ended up having there was gang wars going on. There was race wars going on there too.
In Fresno?
Yeah, my little sister and my brother, they got jumped by like 30 Hmongs.
Okay, and that same year is the year that you first started tattooing?
When I was 14, yeah, I started tattooing.
What made you do that?
Just my buddies were doing it, and they're here. You want to try it? And I was like, well, yeah, I didn't want to put that on me. I'll try something. So I was doing little names. I kind of got into it. I really didn't take it serious.
Were you already good at art at this point?
I have ADHD, so I've always kind of scribbled on everything just because, that's kind of been an escape.
When were you diagnosed ADHD?
I was probably 7.
Did they medicate you?
Well, it was ADD.
ADD. Did they? But they don't think they called it ADHD back then. I don't remember.
They don't. Now they don't say ADD; they'd say ADHD.
Right.
But it was ADD then. Yeah, they gave me Ritalin, but my mom and stepdad would take my Ritalin.
Oh my gosh! So you weren't even getting the medication?
Yeah. So they would, they'd be like, "Hey, he needs more medicine," and the doctor's like, "He's had too much. Just give him coffee black." So I don't even drink coffee now. I hate coffee. Because they used to make us drink tea with no sugar because we didn't have no money. I mean, you drinking tea.
So when you say poor, how poor?
I'm poor. Poor. Government cheese poor. Food stamps. I remember we used to get the food stamps, the paper ones, and we'd run down to the market, Woody's Market in Stockton. We used to run down there and we'd cash one in for a 5-cent candy and bring that change back. We'd do it again. That way my mom could get enough money for some cigarettes.
So high school sounds like it was interesting. Did you finish high school?
No.
When did you stop?
I was expelled in the 11th grade. In the 10th grade, there was an issue with a counselor, and I tried to fight him. And my counselor she jumped on my arm and stopped me from hitting him. I was drew back and ready to hit this motherfucker.
Why? What did he do?
He pissed me off. I don't remember why. He was fucking with me, said something I didn't like. And so I tried to fight him. And the following year, uh, with all the gang shit going on, they had us in the cafeteria where we're waiting for the buses, so they could kind of keep an eye on everybody, make sure nothing went too wild. And I was sitting there with the girl I was dating, a girlfriend at the time, and we're facing each other and we were talking. Well, he comes over and he starts fucking with me. And he's like, "You can't be making out in here." And he wasn't even making out. And he's like, "I'm gonna separate you two," and he separated her. Me being the fucking smart ass I am, well, whatever. You ain't gonna separate me from my girl, bro. And so he moved her. And then as soon as he walked away, I went back over there and said, he kicked everybody that knew me that was sitting at the table off out the bus, right? So there was a little desk that was sitting inside the cafeteria, where he was doing timeouts or whatever. I just grabbed that thing and hucked it at him.
Why do you think that made you as mad as it did?
I didn't like him telling me what to do. Trying to, and then he was just being a prick. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that it wasn't a cause for it. He was just flexing.
I think he was just trying to get control.
He was just flexing. Yeah, his power. It was just a power trip.
Yeah, power tripping over you.
Yeah, so he kicked everybody I knew off the bus. My girlfriend, she had to call her grandma to come get everybody. We all jumped in the back of the truck. But on the way, like, we went to use a payphone and for her to call grandma. And the counselor and the other one, they come up looking at me, and I'm still trying to find his ass. And I said, "Don't look at me, dude." And he's like, "What's your problem?" And I said, "You're my fucking problem."
Wow.
And he said, "Don't come back to school without your mom." All right. Came back the next day, brought my mom, and he was sitting there writing on his desk. I'm like, "Hey," he fucking jumped. So he told me to bring my mom. All right, so they're gonna expelled from Fresno Unified.
And you would have been like 16 at this point?
Yeah, 15, 16.
Did you ever go back to school?
I tried to do continuation adult school. That never worked out. And then at one point I did a couple of city college classes, like mostly art though.
What age were you when you started like really liking art? I know you say you doodled and stuff because you're ADD or whatever. That makes sense, and it was an escape for you. That makes sense. But like, when did art become like what you were just constantly doing?
I had my first kid when I was 18, and my mom had moved out of state. My sister had moved out of state because my stepdad got caught up for what he was doing to my sister.
Wow. Did he go to prison?
Yeah.
Did he get like a life sentence?
No, he.
So stupid.
Yeah, I forget how long he got. Yeah, 8 or 12 years or something like that. Not long enough.
No.
Yeah, they waited till he was gone before they would even tell me.
Oh, I'm sure.
'Cause I was over at my baby mama's house when they called the cops on him, and so yeah, they don't want me over there.
So wait a second.
I was 17.
You were 17. So your sister was 15 when this whole thing came out?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How old was she when it started? Do you know?
Young.
You didn't know any of that, and then that was the day that you found out.
Yeah. That was the day I was pissed. I wanted to end him.
Oh my gosh.
I would have took him out.
I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. No
I'm
question.
sure that's why they didn't tell you.
That's exactly why they didn't tell me. They knew. So at 18, I ended up having a kid. Me and what turned out to be my first wife, and I was working doing security at the time, and I was worked for a security company doing security, and they had me out on at one of the hotels. So I was actually running hose out of the hotel. I was letting them turn their tricks and taking my cut.
No way.
Yeah. I was making good money. It just started to get hot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I was like, well, let's go. So I went back to go see my mom, and I wanted my kid to be near my mom. He was a month old.
And are you still with the baby mom at this point?
Yeah.
Okay, you and your son and your son's mother moved by your mom.
Yeah, in Missouri, Branson, Missouri.
In Branson, Missouri. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
What happens in Branson?
Well, we were out there for about a month. My son was 9 months old, I want to say, when we moved out there. And I was there for about a month. And my mom and her boyfriend were at the bar. Needed a ride home. So I picked them up and come back, and everything was it got crazy. The phone was shut off because my sister had been calling one of her friends in Florida, collect or whatever. They were calling her, collect, however it was. She ran the phone bill at like $600. So there was no phone. And so this dude come home drunk, pissed off about the phone. I just put my kid down, and him and my mom were fighting. My sister ran away, and I was like, hey, y'all just keep it down. Wake up the baby. Let's put the baby down. And I come back out there, and he's kind of talking shit to me. And so we got in a fight. We boxed. Ended up slamming him on the table. The table broke. He was on the ground.
So much for not waking up the baby.
Yeah, he woke up the baby. I was kind of pissed. So we broke the table, everything down. I ended up picking up the table leg. I was going to beat his head with the table leg, but I threw it and stuck it in the wall. Like, all right, you ain't even worth it, motherfucker. And so I went to the room, and I was just, I wanted him to get out. Well, he ended up hitting my mom when I walked away, and then he said he was going to kill me. So I grabbed my pistol, and at first I grabbed it, and my lady took it away from me, and she hid the magazine and then the gun in a different place, and she unracked that one bullet that was in the chamber in the same drawer where I found the gun. So I tore the room apart looking for this. So I found that gun, and I found that bullet, and I put it in the chamber, and I went out there and I had him, behind my back and in my pocket. And I was like, I told him, I went out there, and my mom's laying on the ground over on this side of the kitchen, and he's standing over here. You all right, Mom? Yeah. I said, you get the fuck out. I said, you shouldn't be on the porch in the morning. What are you gonna do, boy? Shoot me? He fucking went for my throat. Pop! Capped him one in the gut. Fell down to the ground. I kicked him a couple times. Fucking lucky I didn't have the whole clip, motherfucker. Then I went around to the neighbors and found somebody to let me use their phone so I could call 911.
Oh yeah, because you guys didn't have a phone.
Yeah, we didn't have a phone.
Oh my gosh, so you couldn't even call an ambulance for the guy or the law.
Yeah, the neighbors were tripped out. I'm like, hey, can I use your phone? I just shot my mom's boyfriend.
Did you wait?
They slammed the door on me twice. Yeah.
Did you just say it that
calm? I didn't. How?
Hey, knock.
He needs an ambulance. Yeah.
Can I borrow your phone real quick? This guy's bleeding out back here.
Yeah. I just shot my mom's boyfriend. He needs an ambulance.
What? Okay, so what happened to homie?
He ended up having to wear a colostomy bag. He was fine. So I got off with self-defense. He threatened to kill me. But what they did, they charged me because I was underage having a handgun, because I was only 19 at the time.
You have to be 21.
You had to be 25 at the time. Yeah. So they charged me with being underage having a handgun. They gave me 2 years probation. When I first moved there, I was doing construction with that dude. And after that, we didn't really work together.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. I ended up working at a restaurant, Duffy's in the Holiday Inn Crown Plaza. I started there as a dishwasher and kind of worked my way up, line cook and then sous chef. And that's where I kind of got serious about cooking. And that was fun. But they started the cops would fuck with me because it's a small town Branson. I'd show up to work and because I was on probation, there'd be 3 of them waiting up at the top of the hill. I'd pull in and they'd swoop on me and search and seizure. And they did it fucking every day for at least a couple of weeks. They were doing it. My chef was getting pissed. Like, what's going on, man? You're doing good. I said, dude, these cops are fucking with you. He said, what? I said, yeah, man. I said, every day I come out. I said, I'm here. I have a tendency to be early. You know what I mean? I feel like if you're 5 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of always been the way that I'm ran myself. So I'd show up early and they'd sit there and, go through my shit, make sure I didn't have nothing. And I told my chef, I was like, yeah, watch. I said, watch. I said, I'll be here tomorrow. I said, the motherfuckers are going to search the seizure, guarantee it. All right. So him and the other sous chef, they was out there smoking when I pulled up. Sure as shit. Boop, boop, boop.
Why did they have it out for you?
I was the first shooting in Branson, Missouri in 30 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so when they knew my car and they knew where I worked, and they didn't have shit to do, a small town. So they'd wait for me. I got tired of it, finally after that day. Once the chef said, you need to call the chief police too. You do something. I was like, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, man, the cops are all going to be fucking with me. I told the chief, I said, hey, I said, look, man, I said, your officers are fucking with me. I said, every day, I said, I did my crime. I did my time. You know what I mean? I'm trying to feed my family. And I said, every day I got them sitting here making me late to work. I'm about to lose my job. He said, okay, thanks. All right. Hung up. And about 30 minutes later, my probation officer called me. Mr. Jenkins, he says, man, you've been doing great. We're gonna go ahead and let you off probation early. Why don't you go ahead and go back to California? Don't ever come back.
He said that.
Yeah, he did. Okay, pack my shit up, fucking head back to Cali.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Okay, and you're still with baby mama at this point?
Yeah, we'd been off and on at that point. Like she left. The first thing they told you know what I mean, like when I went to jail, they were telling me 25 to life.
Whoa.
For you know what I mean, for the shooting. So she sold all my shit and bailed. She sold all my shit, got her a plane ticket, and took off. Like
with the baby, obviously.
Yeah. So I was only in there for a week, and then I was getting out. Monday I would have got out.
And she's already gone?
Yeah, she sold all my shit and took off.
In a week?
No, they got me out. Yeah, she waited a week and they sold my shit. She had to, you know what I mean? Like she had to liquidate.
Wow.
Sold my shit, took off.
And so she went back to California.
So she went back to California. I went back there got to see my son for his first birthday. That was a whole fiasco. She was messing with some dude. I tried to kick his door down. Her dad pulled a gun on me.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yeah, that was, it was interesting. Like I say, it's been wild the whole time. Like it's never slowed down for me. I come back and she ended up coming back at some point, bring the baby to see me. And, she was mad because I had a girlfriend at the time. So she ended up seducing me. Like she didn't care that I had a girl. She was like, as soon as that bitch leaves, she's trying to fuck with me.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a volunteer fireman in, Blue Eye, Arkansas at the time.
After getting off probation for shooting somebody, you became a volunteer firefighter.
Yeah.
So you can have a record and do that?
At the time, I just had a gun possession charge. I didn't have any felonies or any, you know what I'm saying? It was just a misdemeanor gun charge. I was able to do that. Well, we ended up conceiving my daughter. My first daughter, I had another son in between there, but I've never met him. Talked to him one time on the phone. He won't accept me. He's raised by another man. So, and his mother's dead now. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, so I ended up getting married. We got married in Missouri, and then we moved back to California. And I got into tattooing. Like I started, we got back to California. I started installing heat and air conditioning. One day, meeting this dude, because I was checking out his wife. So really what got me into tattooing was high heels and Daisy Dukes. I was in the supermarket, and I'm walking by this aisle, and I seen this girl come stepping, pushing a cart, and all I seen was high heels and Daisy Dukes, and she was tattooed from her ankle to her asshole. And my jaw was on the ground. I was like, holy shit. And then I seen her fucking 270-pound biker old man right behind her. Catch me looking at her.
Oh no.
Yeah. I just thought to myself, man, it's gonna hurt.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a big motherfucker. So I engaged him in conversation. Oh man, looking at her tattoos, she got nice work. Oh yeah, I did it.
Oh, he was a tattoo artist.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, well, how much you charge for this? How much you charge for this?
Good save.
And I'm quick on my feet usually.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, $50. And I was like, oh well, I paid 20 for all three of them. So well, it looks pretty good. He should tell your buddy if he wants some real equipment. He said I got some for sale. All right. Gave me a card. I gave my buddy the card, but I remembered the shop. And about 3 weeks later, I had a friend of mine come, and she was like, hey, I want you to do a tattoo on me. And I was like, well, I said, if you want to buy the stuff, I'll do it. And I said, no, guys. So I had her take me down to this tattoo shop where the dude was, and said, hey, man, you said you got some stuff for sale. He's like, well, yeah, it's in my apartment. You come by the apartment out here. It's all right. Well, he ended up living just down the street from the apartments I was living in. So I went down there and I got some, a couple tattoo machines and a little power supply. So I got that and some flash and some ink. And then I just started tattooing everybody in my apartments. and I would practice, on everybody, and taking pictures and whatnot. And then I'd go down and I'd buy more flash from them. And
What is Flash?
flash is that stuff on sheets. That's, tattoo designs that are on sheets already.
Oh, okay.
It's called flash. So I bought a bunch of that shit. And he had like a bunch of bootleg flash from, other artists he'd been collecting. So I would tattoo on somebody and then I'd take a picture and I'd run it down. I had a Polaroid. I'd take a Polaroid and run it down and, hey, check it out. What do you think? What do you think? A couple times I'd, drag a person down. Hey, come here. Let's go show this guy.
Show off your work.
Yeah, I was showing him. He finally said, hey, man, quit fucking coming to my house. He said, just come hang out at the shop.
Oh.
And so I go down there and hang out at the shop a little bit and whatnot. I'd be there till 1 or 2, 3 in the morning. Go back to work at 6 in the morning, going and installing heating, air conditioning. And then I was like, hey man, I wanted to do it bad. I didn't want to do it that bad, but I wanted to get in there and learn more. I was excited about it, but I didn't know how to get him to let me be, in the shop. I didn't know, the politics of it or anything. And there wasn't, at the time, there was nobody really doing body piercings. And I started seeing, some stuff about it. So I ordered a piercing kit and a training video. And then I started piercing everybody in the neighborhood.
Like, here, let me put a needle in you.
Hey, yeah, come here, let me stab you.
Wow.
And so I was doing that. And then I started talking to other piercers and whatnot and learning the prices, people were paying. And at the time, piercing was, kind of expensive. So I said, hey, why don't you guys let me pierce in here? And, and they're like, yeah, just, give us $5 a piercing and call it good. I was doing like, $70 for a tongue, $100 for a set of nipples. And shit was expensive at the time. They seen me start making money. I started making pretty good money doing it. They were like, well, how about we'll teach you how to tattoo. You teach us how to pierce. Well, I ended up going full-time tattooing. My wife at the time, she ended up cheating on me again. And so, or she had cheated on me a few times. I kind of got tired of her shit. I was working at PetSmart for a little bit. Well, I ended up meeting a little redhead at PetSmart.
How many baby mamas do you have?
4.
So where does baby mama number 3 come into the picture?
She's the one I met at PetSmart.
That's the ginger.
I ended up knocking this chick up.
PetSmart.
Yeah, me and cause I kind of was use that as an excuse to get out of the first marriage. My oldest daughter was 18 months. I was at work one day tattooing. She ended up beating my little girl. She shook her and slammed her down. She ended up having shaken baby syndrome.
Oh my gosh.
Bruising and bleeding in her eyes. She had, concussion and whatnot. Bruising and bleeding on the brain. She had seizures for a while. But she was pregnant with my son, my third son. She ended up doing 6 months in jail while she was pregnant with my youngest son.
6 months in jail?
Yeah.
For shaken baby syndrome?
Yeah. Yeah, it got my dog killed and all kinds. Blamed it on my dog. I got my dog killed about it. I was pretty pissed.
How do you know that it was her?
She ended up admitting. I somewhere I have the fucking the police confession. Yeah.
And all she did was 6 months, and she lied to police.
Yeah.
And okay, hold on. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What happens to the little girl?
She's fine.
Like totally fine?
Yeah, she's fine. She had some seizures where she would like stare off into space every once in a while for a little bit, but she's fine now. She's good. She's got 2 of my grandsons.
Okay, hold on. Whoa, let me back this up. The PetSmart bitch got the dog killed?
Yeah, well, to save her ass. Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah,
that's wrong. She worked at PetSmart.
I know.
You work at PetSmart and you blame it on the dog. Okay, so you have 2 children with the PetSmart lady. So the PetSmart ginger? No, you had the
my first wife. I had 2.
Hold on. Whoa. So the little girl wasn't even hers that she did this to?
No.
Hold on. So this is like your child from another relationship?
Yes.
And the PetSmart ginger.
Right.
shook your daughter that was not her child and gave her shaken
Yes.
baby syndrome, and she only did 6 months?
Yeah. She had a good attorney.
I'm blown away.
You have not, like, I'm telling you, my life is fucking wild. Like, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How did you... Listen, sir, you shot a man in the gut because he put his hands on your mom. What did you do to this girl?
Well, I got my kid.
Okay.
That was kind of the big thing.
The one that she was pregnant with?
Yeah.
Okay,
I ended up getting custody of him. She got me put in jail.
For?
Domestic violence is what she said. When she said that she said I grabbed her by the hair, I slammed her into the dash, I headbutted her, and I pulled a gun on her. Right. And so the cops believed all that.
Did any of that kind of happen?
None of it.
Not even.
I grabbed her hair. I did grab her hair. She had freaked out on my son as well. Like I caught her one morning. She had picked him up. Like I was trying to get everything lined up. I got paperwork drawn up so I could get custody and had all this shit, that I was lining up in the background. And I was trying to keep an eye on him because she hadn't had it, like she hadn't had him yet when she had got out. And I hadn't read the confession yet. I hadn't had access to it, so I didn't know.
Wait, so you did think it was the dog?
No, I didn't think it was a dog, but I didn't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what happened. But so I'm still trying to process all this, but I know I've got to get this kid away from this
So
chick,
we're just kind of playing the game.
Yeah, so I'm just going through the motion. So when he was 3 weeks old, she fucking had an episode I was sleeping in bed and and he was in the crib right there in the room and she fucking picked him up and grabbed him and went, like she was gonna, like, hey, what the fuck? And just cause he was crying, he was hungry. And what the fuck are you doing? And she's freaked out and fucking, ran out the room. And I was like, well, my car was broke down. So I needed I needed to take my sister to work so I could use her car. I took him with me and went. When I come back, this bitch had took like 3 bottles of fucking Tylenol codeine number 3s, tried to kill herself. So she had to go to the hospital. The neighbors are fucking shit. I'm like, I drug her into the bathroom at that point. I'm like, you need to fucking throw up. You're not leaving me in this world with this shit like this. Like, you're fucking crazy. You need to throw up right now. I'm going to fucking choke you till you throw up. Like, better do that. And so she went and had to go to the hospital and all that shit. So I had paperwork drawn up, she signed paperwork and everything, right? Giving me full custody, but she had visitation every day for 3 hours a day, supervised. So it had to be supervised. It had to be either me or her mom or somebody like that. So I picked her up to be with the baby for her 3 hours. And mind you, I hadn't filed the paperwork yet. I just had it signed. Well, she was fucking some other dude. I didn't know it. I picked her up and she was fucking started a fight about something. And we'd pulled over out of school and she was changing the baby. And she said something and I was trying to tell her, I'm like, no, it's not even like that. Like, you need to chill. Like, this is everything that's going on here. Are you serious? And I grabbed her by her ponytail. I said, look at me when I'm talking to you and don't disrespect me. This is fucking bullshit. And that was that. So then I took her back. Well, her mom's calling, blowing up the phone, talking shit. And her mom said, I'm going to call cops on you, fucking kidnapped her, motherfucker. She's having her visitation right now. Are you serious? Well, her mom's boyfriend at the time was going off, talking shit. And he's like, I don't know, 6'5", 280, talking shit like he's going to fucking kill me. All right. So I went to the tattoo shop and grabbed the throwaway gun that I had. And I was like, I'm going to meet this dude then. And she used that. She said I pulled a gun on her. I didn't pull a gun on her. I pulled the gun out to go shoot him. My sister was taking her. So she seen it as a gun, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so she just used all that. I didn't pull a gun on her. And then slam her head into the dash or fucking all that shit. But it's her word against mine. And you know how it goes. So that night, my first wife, she knew I had a rough day or whatever. She was like, well, let's go do something. So me and her went and we were actually running naked through the sprinklers at a park. I was on my way home. I took her home headed back, and my sister calls me. She says, "Hey, the cops just kicked your door in."
Oh my gosh.
Stepping on Aaron's neck. They're looking for you. What? For what? Call those cops. So I went to the fucking tattoo shop, and I'm laying low. They're driving by, shining lights, fucking everything. I hid my car in the alley down the way. Yeah, so I call this cop, and he's like, "Yeah, spousal abuse." Spouse? I said, I was just left with my wife, my first wife. You know, like, what are you talking about? Like, I've not been married again. He said, "No," and he said her name, and I was like, "Oh, PetSmart."
PetSmart, not PetSmart.
Fuck. All right. So, well, yeah. I said, "Well, that's bullshit." He said, "Well," he said, "if we got to find you, it's going to be worse on you than if you just turn yourself in." So I turned myself in. And
What'd you get for that?
what I get for that, an attorney.
Oh,
I pled no contest so I could get out of jail and get back to business. I was really doing real good at that time. I was probably making about $5,000 a day.
holy shit, tattooing?
Piercing mostly, but yeah, tattooing and piercing. Yeah.
$5,000 a day?
Yeah, rookie.
And what year was this?
99.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Were you doing drugs?
No. Well, I mean, I was smoking weed.
But that's it?
Yeah. I never did. I can't, me and speed never got along. Like, I've partied it, but it's never been and I don't like any other drugs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I smoked weed since I was 11 up till.
Wow, hold
just
on,
about
back up.
6 months ago.
That blows my mind because, like, with everything that you just got done telling me, it would make perfect sense for you to have been an addict and been on some shit.
I just don't have the addictive gene in me, I guess. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't have a lot of sympathy for addicts.
Really?
Because I just don't, for me, I've just always had something that's meant more to me than to do that. And like I said, I've seen my mom and stepdad doing it all the time. And well, she never OD'd on crank, like, but they sold it. They always did it. It was always around. You know what I mean? It just wasn't my thing.
Well, I'm sure that it also wasn't glamorized to you because you saw it every day. So you're kind of desensitized towards it. There wasn't like a big, like, I want to try that because mommy won't let me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
Like, it was just like right there. Like, hey, it's like a pizza. It's just sitting on the table. Here you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of tried to hide it for the most part. But,
did they?
I mean, it was on the low, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't, like, if I walked in and something was going on, it wasn't shied away from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So they took me to jail. I told my sister, I said, call CPS. I said, make sure that baby is not with that fucking girl. Somebody needs to get her. And my mom was living in Texas at the time. So my aunt was the next closest thing. She's the closest kin that I could have. So while I was in there, my aunt started a process of trying to get him. So he was in foster care for 2 weeks. And then my aunt got him when he was 5 weeks old.
Okay, so son goes into foster care for 2 weeks, and he is how old at this point?
5 weeks old.
5 weeks old. He's a little bitty brand new baby.
Mm-hmm.
You go to jail for domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
PetSmart Ginger is where?
She's in Fresno somewhere.
And like while he's in CPS. So they end up taking him. Why? Because you told him about the shaking the baby thing, or why?
Yeah, because she had priors.
So they come in and take him. Now your aunt gets custody of your son.
Right.
And then what happens?
I had to spend the next year and a half doing anger management, parenting classes, all that shit. And then I had to jump through all their hoops, you know. And then I was still working and being single. And that was actually kind of a wild time. I got to where I had been at the shop that I apprenticed at. I was there for 4.5 years. I got to the point and I was like, hey man, I feel like I can do, you know, anything that you can do, I feel like I can do. And I showed him a magazine. I said, when do I start doing this shit? This is what I want to do. And he's like, well, from here on out, we learn together. I taught you everything I know. Fuck. Okay, cool. So he was partying and he ended up picking up another shop. And so I was basically running the shop. Like, I'd come and the fucking lights would be off, or the electric, you know what I mean, or the
no.
water would be shut off. So I just kind of, instead of just giving him his cut every day, I would make sure the bills were on, you know what I mean, make sure everything was paid, and then give him his money because he was just fucking it off. Then I ended up having to do both shops. So I ended up running 2 shops on. I learned management, you know, doing that. And I'd be, I mean, it was wild. Like I'd be sitting there in the middle of a tattoo and he'd call me from the bar and he'd be like, hey, I need to bring the stuff down here to do a piercing. Like, what? He's like, yeah, come on, I'll give you $100. Just do right. Just do them real quick. Take 10 minutes. So I'm like, fuck. All right. So I'd have one of my groupies sit there with my client in wait for me and run to the bar. And I had to go pierce this chick's clit.
At the bar.
At the bar. In the bathroom, with the door open with everybody watching. Set up on the back of the toilet, had her on the seat. It was wild. $100 plus everybody tipped me. It was yeah, wild.
Dr. LJay.
But so I got, so that kind of stuff I got kind of tired of. So I ended up going to another shop. In this other shop, they had a excellent marketing and the way that they ran their business. Like they had tattoo and piercing stuff was there. They sold a shit ton of body jewelry. Like, I mean, there was more options than you could count. And they sold clothing, and then they had like a coffee shop in the back.
They had it going
like
on.
a whole, they had like a whole thing going on. And they wanted somebody to kind of, you know, kind of run it and do it, but they weren't paying worth a fuck. You're paying $10 an hour plus you get to keep your tips.
Okay, and this is after you were making like $5,000 a day.
Yeah. It was, well, I was bringing in $5,000 a day. I still had to give up my, you know what I mean, my house. So I was only bringing home, you know, like $2,200 a day.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. $10,000 a week, $40,000 a month. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Terrible money.
I mean, it was bad.
Back in the late 90s. Wait, I have a question. We're gonna stop right there for a second. I have a question. What did that feel like for you, with knowing that you were raised as this extremely poor child, and then now you were making, you know, over $2,000 per day?
I mean, it felt good, but I didn't like, I don't know. I just, like, I lived it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't save anything. I didn't invest anything. I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Like I just, I was living it up. Everywhere I went, I had, you know, an ounce of weed and a bottle of whatever I wanted to drink and a 12-pack of Coronas. And if I wanted to go do something, I'd do it. If I wanted to buy something, I'd buy it.
But I mean, you were the kid that probably didn't get to do it and buy it. So it makes sense, right? Yeah. So like you probably had to feel some type of way about.
I felt like a rock star.
Yeah.
But like at the time, like, so tattoo groupies were a big thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was crazy. Like I had a nice little following. I took on an apprentice. I ended up getting this house that, I rented a house that a dentist owned. It was on like 110 acres. There was 3 houses. I lived in the middle house, the big one. It was actually the original Pony Express stop between the Sierras and the valley.
Wow.
Yeah, I stayed in the middle house. When he went to my house, like there was a party every night. Like I'd get there and there'd be, you know, 50 people at my house. Something going on, you know what I mean? Always. We'd pull around, like we'd pull the cars around, we'd box them the fucking headlights, get drunk. We had an arena, you know, ride in the arena or fuck around, or we'd go out in the field and do donuts. But it was a party every night. But in order to get into my house, Misty would work the door. And there was panty checks at the door. If you didn't have cute panties on, you had to take them off, or you had to fucking go home and change them, or whatever, or you weren't getting any. Like that was a real thing.
No way.
Guarantee.
Okay. And so you're living on 110 acres at this point. You're having panty parties.
Well, it wasn't panty parties. That was just the door. That was just the rule at the door. So after the panty checks and stuff, I was trying to get my kid back.
From your aunt?
Yeah.
And then where's your first child at this point? With the baby mama?
Yeah, the first 2. Well, the first boy and the first girl.
Okay. Yes. And are you seeing them at this point?
Yes. Yeah, I got to see them. My son would come out and hang out with me out at the ranch. That was a whole while. That whole place was wild. But CPS, they come out and they want to do a home inspection, you know, whatever, see if I was trying to get them back. And they were like, nah, this ain't going to do it. Because it has a, you know, 100-year-old house. And it needed some work, but it was safe. But, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the prettiest house. They wanted me to show stability. So I picked up my second wife and moved into an apartment. Like, I needed to show stability, so I found my way into a marriage. And at 18 months, I got my son back.
Wow.
And I had him for a while. On the weekends, he would go with my aunt, and whenever after school or whatever. I ended up getting divorced from my second wife at right around 5 years. I got her a job. She was bored at home, so I got her a job with my buddies at my buddy's shop. And she ended up snorting oxycontins and banging his brother-in-law. So that went south. But I was kind of cheating on her most of the time then too. But if I really didn't, I mean, it was a convenience thing. After that, I was alone for a little bit. And then I ended up meeting my third wife, and I was all about her. And then my oldest son did some stuff that he shouldn't have done. And that kind of split my family up. And so there was a point there where she backburnered me because of the situation. She went into mama mode. And my son went to jail for a little bit, and that was a big deal. But she backburnered me, and she was like, all right, well, so we're getting separated. So we ended up getting separated. And she didn't divorce me for a few years, but we got separated. Then I moved out here.
Why'd you move here?
So I got a restraining order there. My first wife, her new husband, him and I had issues. I tried to beat him up a few different times. So they ended up getting a restraining order against me. And then my aunt, because I had custody of my son, my youngest, he was 12. I took him up into the hills by Yosemite and moved up there and get away from all the bullshit and just remove myself from everything. And I went up there, and my aunt and uncle convinced him to take me to court. So they went to court, and they took him from me.
Why?
Because they wanted a son, they never got one, and they've been kind of having him off and on, that whole time. They wanted him full time.
How did they win that?
Because he was 12, he was able to say where he wanted to. They groomed him, gave him all the video games and cupcakes at video games and all the food in his room, and let him do what he wanted.
Wait, how many kids do you have total?
I have 5 kids that I made with 4 baby moms.
What triggers you?
Stupid people.
Are you religious?
I believe in God.
Do you?
I do. I started my ministry. I don't like going to church. I kind of have my own relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the way that people interpret it, I think they kind of manipulate it and use it to their advantage.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, I mean, I have trust issues. You know what I mean?
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, so when it comes to religion, like I always hated school, but now I totally enjoy learning more than ever. Trying to learn as much as I can right now about everything.
Well, school was like a cage, right?
Right. I don't like what they taught. You know what I mean? They taught basic shit. Like, I always excelled at math and science. That shit always kind of resonated with me. I was really good. I excelled at math. Actually, when I was in kindergarten, they tried to put me in the 3rd grade. But my mom, she didn't want me to be bullied. So she said, no. So I've always been, but I don't do homework. I don't like somebody else being able to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of us out there that don't do that well.
Yeah.
Okay. So for a real question, does anything at all pierce your heart and make you emotional ever?
You're gonna laugh. Yeah, it makes me emotional, like happy, joy stuff. Like, so you ever seen Undercover Boss?
No.
You never seen Undercover
I don't
Boss?
watch any TV at all.
No. Well, the premise of the show is the CEO of a company or whatever goes to a big corporation, and they'll go to different locations, that are franchises or whatever. And it goes in as an employee and tries to figure out, what's going on. And,
Mhm.
and goes in. And at the end of the show, the big reveal, you know, oh, hey, I'm
I'm the
the
CEO.
CEO, you know, and then he starts handing out scholarships and bullshit. I fucking cry almost every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Cause I like to see people getting, I'm trying now, I like to see people getting good stuff done to them. Because there's not been a lot of good in my direction. That's it. See, talk about being happy for somebody else. That's like, I get excited when I talk about the community outreach program that I have planned, and just the good that I know it can do for people. And that excites me. It chokes me up, like I'm choked up right now. Just to think that I could make some people's lives better. That excites me. It makes me, that's what gets to me. Like anything else, I'm pretty solid on. Like I don't, death doesn't bother me. I'm used to it. I've been experiencing it, you know, so much of it. Yes, everybody around me has cancer or something. You know what I mean? So
Numb to it.
yeah. So that,
But people having something good done for them gets you.
every time, even just talking about it, thinking about it, chokes me up, tears me up right now.
What do you wish good would have happened for you when you were a little boy, and how would it have changed your life?
What did I wish good? I don't know. I wish I'd have been shown the right way to do things, carry myself, handle business. I mean, I wish I could be in a better position for my kids, you know? And now I just want to set it up so that my grandkids don't have to go through all the shit that I'm had to go through. And that's what I'm trying to do better. Breaks bullshit generational crap.
Well, I'm really proud of you.
Thanks.
I am. I'm really proud of you. You've lived one hell of a fucking life. You're still alive.
Yeah, I'm not an addict.
And you're not an addict.
Yeah, there's that.
Do you think that the reason that when you see something good like that happen for someone, obviously because there wasn't a lot of good that happened for you, do you think that that's more about relief, or is it more about rescue?
I think they go hand in hand.
Have you been braced your entire life?
I mean,
Shoulders up,
yeah,
watching?
yeah. I've had to, yeah, I mean, I've had to watch my back. I've had to fucking carry extra weight. I mean, I've had to do all kinds of, yeah, that's it. That's why these things here are built.
If you could go to yourself
Mm-hmm.
at the roughest point of your entire childhood, let's go to childhood. You could go to that little boy in his hardest moment when he's alone.
Mm-hmm.
You could say anything to him and something that you could say right now as a 50-year-old man. What would you say to him right now if you could go teleport back then? What did he need to hear?
Stab them. Stab them all.
You think that would have comforted him?
I fucking guarantee it would have.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because then nobody would fuck with them. Like, they'll just stay away if they think you're crazy. If everybody's worried about you going to stab them, they're going to keep their distance.
So